Let's talk about the first one. The first one is called A7 Plus. The A7 Plus is what I call the winter blend. What does that mean? Well, primarily what you have here is this particular product. Notice that it's two parts, a hardener and a resin, and when they mix together in the nozzle, the two parts touch each other and the chemical reaction begins. You'll have X number of minutes to work with it, and then you'll have X number of minutes or hours for it to fully cure, and you'll be all set. So back to winter blend. Primarily what you have here, A7 Plus, this product can go down to 14 degrees Fahrenheit, and our C6 Plus, which we'll show in a minute, that one only goes to about 40, but there are reasons for this. So north of the middle of the country, when it gets cold, you can use this product down to 14 degrees Fahrenheit. Remember, it's not the air temperature, it's the concrete temperature, right? Because you're squirting this stuff into a hole. Let's talk about the application. I want to attach a piece of threaded rod to concrete. And what I do here is, it's not hole size, bolt size like you had heard before. It is 1/8 larger than the rod diameter. For example, if this is a 3/8 diameter rod, you're going to pick a 1/2 inch diameter hole on purpose. You're creating this little tiny gap where the product will be pumped into. You will then insert your rod into the concrete. The displacement of the product will come up to the surface, and what you get is a bond between the rod and the wall of the hole that you created. A7 Plus, great for when it's cold. C6 Plus will be great for, we'll talk about that in a sec. So, how do I do this? Well, there are dispensing tools. This one here, this is the A7 Plus, the 9.5 ounce cartridge. You can see that I've already attached the nozzle. See these funky looking little baffles inside here? Even though this looks like a single tube, there are two parts in it, just kind of like the big ones. And what happens is when you pump with the dispensing tool, the product will mix itself like taffy and it will come out the end. What you do is, back to your application, you drill a 1/2 inch hole for the 3/8 rod or something larger if the rod diameter is bigger. You will brush it out and blow it out. You do not want to grab the dust in the hole. That's worthless. So you got to make sure the contractor understands they got to brush it out and blow it out, make the hole as clean as possible. Then the trick is you fill the hole just over half. What does that mean? Well, if my hole is 6 inches deep, I want to fill just over half, so when I take my rod and I push my rod down as I twist and bury my rod, the product that was down here will kind of work its way up to the surface where I have, and then of course what'll end up is I've got my threaded rod sitting here. I can then anchor my piece of equipment, I can anchor whatever I want, I can anchor a sign on the side of a building.